Happy Rally Day, everyone. It's so good to have everybody gathered here. When we're celebrating Rally Day, we'll have fun and festivities for everybody. There's games to play. So glad you brought family and friends with you. And so, of course, I think you can't have had a better gospel reading for today than the day where Jesus comes and says, if you're my disciple, you need to hate your brother and sister, or your son and daughter, or your father or your mother. It doesn't get more family focused than that. But I do honestly want to make the pitch for y'all that this is a perfect gospel lesson for Rally Day. I'm going to do my best to pitch that. Because we have to keep in mind, Jesus is trying to tackle an issue that is very real for us. Remember, Jesus is talking to us about how we're going to build the church, how we're going to be the people of God in this world. And Jesus knows we have a problem in front of us. We, as human beings, we live in a world that is so often based on value and cost and making sure something is worth it, worth the money, worth the effort. I mean, which of us, when we're going and buying a dozen eggs at Kroger, doesn't turn over, make sure we couldn't get it for 50 cents less at HEB, right? You know, and whether we're buying a refrigerator or a bag of oranges, we want to make sure that what we're spending is worth it for the value. If it's not, then we're just wasting money, wasting effort, right? Who here wants to spend 15 minutes longer than you have to on getting your house painted? You want to spend as little as possible to get the job done, right? So that's the situation we face often in our world as humans, but Jesus wants to caution us to say that's not the way we need to be thinking about the church, not the way we need to be thinking about our ministry, our participation in God's mission in this world. He's cautioning us because he knows how easy it would be for us as we're building our fledgling church and even now participating in church to run the risk of, how little do we have to put in to get value from it? How much do we have to give in order to get salvation? How often do we have to come to actually earn that redemption? That's not the way we want to be thinking about church, is it? Because this doesn't work if we're trying to figure out how to get with spending as little as possible. Then this doesn't work. This only works as a community. Jesus knows if we come into it and we are all in. All in. The mission of God. The mission of God, as we always talk about, is to love God and love our neighbor. That's what all of this hangs on. All the law and all the prophets is love God and love your neighbor. And if our ministry is how we participate in that, is how we participate, then Jesus wants to tell us that nothing less will do than to give it everything we have. So he cautions us. He uses these stories he knows make sense to us about, who here when they're building a tower doesn't figure out what's the minimum you need to get the job done, or how many is the minimum number of soldiers, what do I need? And Jesus is very clear about saying, when you're thinking about need, know this, what you need, what the church needs of you, is to be all in. That's the minimum, to be all in. So he's being very practical in knowing that we need support. We need each other. We need our families. I mean, we know how hard it is if you believe in something but you don't feel like you're getting support. That's hard. Jesus knows he's talking to disciples whose parents or siblings or children may very well have not supported them in this idea of being Christian. And he knows it's going to be hard for you to be all in if you don't have that support at home. Now, luckily, it seems like we all have that support. We're here, we're gathered, we've got our family with us, and that's wonderful. But that's why Jesus cautions us to say, if we're looking at ministry as an idea of how can I, I'm gonna make sure I give to my mom and give to my dad and my sister and my brother and my son and my daughter and myself, and then whatever else is left, the church gets the remainder. But knows if that's the way we do this, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. We need to be all in, but that means with our fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and sons and daughters and our neighbors to be all in with each other in this idea of doing ministry. And so that's why I think this is a perfect reading for this Rally Day, because that's what we're doing on Rally Day, right? We're gathering together. We've all finished our summer traveling plans. Everybody's back at school. People are delving back into the fall routines at work. And this is our opportunity every year where we gather for Rally Day and we say, "Yay, church!" I said, "Yay, church!" Right? It's an opportunity for us to gather with each other and celebrate that we're all in. We're all in this together. We're going to get to go over to Bros Hall afterwards, and we can look at the ministry tables and see all of these ways we participate in this mission of God, to love our neighbor and love God. And whether that means you're going to participate by helping your kids at home do their homework, and that's how you're loving your neighbor, or whether you're helping somebody else's kids with Books and a Bear, or the youth mental health training, or whether or not you're helping make all of this worship here, loving God and our neighbor possible by joining in the choir or the altar guild, or being a greeter at the door for our guests that come and join us, or whether or not you're helping build agape bags to hand out to people in need. All of these ways that we participate in the mission of God, it all works because we gather with each other on this Rally Day and we say, "Yay, church! How great is it that we're all here with each other? Let's be all in together." So following our gospel for today, when Jesus asks us, what kind of church do we want to be? How do we want to build a church of the people of God? I give thanks to God on this Rally Day that we get to participate with each other, loving our neighbors, counting the cost, but saying yes. The minimum we give to this here with each other today is we say, "Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus. We are all in." Thanks be to God. Happy Rally Day, everyone. Amen.